We kick it off right now with the battle for the Hawkeye state as early voting kicks off in Iowa today. Donald Trump campaigned there yesterday. Hillary Clinton is traveling there today. Both candidates trying to gin up support among critical voting blocs. Watch this.
Well, I think I'm doing well, and I have been doing well, especially with married women. You saw the numbers. I mean, they went way up.
It is absolutely outrageous that you cannot refinance student debt. And it is even worse that you're being charged interest rates that are so much higher than anything that anybody else is paying to buy a house, to buy a car, to borrow money for a business. I don't know how we got to where we are, but we are going to fix it. This is wrong. It's wrong for students, it's wrong for families, and it's wrong for our country.
I want to bring in Rachel Campos-Duffy, national spokesperson for the Libra Initiative, and Robin Biro, a Democratic strategist. Good to see you both. Thanks so much for joining us. Rachel, good morning to you. I want to start with you with President Obama. He won Iowa twice. Can Donald Trump reclaim the state for the GOP?
You know, it's looking pretty good. I mean, again, I think the debate could have been a closer for him, but I think we're seeing that it really just kind of stalled everything, and we're going to have to see how he does on the next debate to see whether he can pull this through. I mean, he's definitely got momentum, but I think he really missed a lot of opportunities during that debate to kind of close the deal a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, you know, stalling it, Dagen. We haven't gotten all the polls yet, right, to see right away. We did see some snap polls, but we'll get real numbers next week to see what that debate did.
And history shows that a candidate, look at Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney, can easily bounce back from a bad debate performance. But he's getting tough on the campaign trail, and he's really, really pushing Hillary Clinton on what worked for him in that debate, and the fact that she's been in politics or on the national stage for about 3 decades. And what has she done for you? What has she gotten you? She is the architect, or one of them, to use the Wall Street Journal editorial page's words, the current malaise in this country. And she's a leading political ruler who has completely turned their backs on the American people.
And yet she still talks about the deck being stacked in favor of those at the top. It's just she's so not self-aware when she talks about these issues. Like, you're not fooling me. I know that you're talking about yourself.
Right. What did Trump say yesterday? Something to the effect of how many more Clinton scandals do the American people have to put up with?
Yeah.
And he's alluding to what he didn't bring up in the debate, but he's alluding to everything that went on in the White House and everything that's gone on since then.
What do you say about that, Robin Biro?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, Donald Trump was basically, he was a word buffet without a sneeze guard at that debate. So Hillary Clinton has an absolute
Wait, I missed
word
that.
buffet. A word buffet without a sneeze guard.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. Since then, Hillary's taking absolute advantage of that in the battleground states and hitting hard. He tried to assert during the debate that she had put her plans out publicly and that was to her detriment. But Chelsea Clinton came out yesterday after Donald Trump said that he went easy on Hillary because Chelsea was in the audience. She said in a Cosmo interview yesterday that that was a distraction because he's not discussing any solid policies for our national security, for our economy, for free college education.
To be fair, Hillary Clinton wasn't either. They were each attacking each other. So I was disappointed by the lack of policy. I agree, Rachel.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think it's believable? I just saw that clip you played before where she said, you know, she talked about the housing market crisis. She talked about the student loan problems, and she says, I don't know how we got here. Well, we got here through government, and if you look at her policies, all of her solutions are revolving around more government, more big government, and that is what has distorted and caused so many problems in the very topics that she brought up with these millennials, and I don't think they're buying it.
Yeah, that's funny.
I encourage people to read Dan Henninger's column today in the Wall Street Journal, Wonderland, which everybody should read every week. But he essentially said, he calls it the Trump mosh pit. And he said only one of Monday's debaters is still in sync with the country's restless mood. And he said this week's media meme that Hillary Clinton wiped the floor with Mr. Trump is undervaluing the realities of this unusual election. Another bad performance. He gets booed off the field, but he survived. Monday night.
Yeah,
that's Dan Henninger's take, which is the take of everybody in bars and restaurants across this country, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I do think, the more I've talked to people, I do think that, I mean, Hillary bested him somewhat, but did she wipe the floor with him? Absolutely.
So you've never done this before, ever. Right. Not a one-on-one situation. She's had that with Obama, and even that with Sanders. He's not a politician, so obviously that's going to show.
That's the thing. I don't think it changed anybody's vote. She won, but I don't think it changed anybody's vote.
After he can come back, but you're right. He does have to come back with more policy specifics. I thought he was very weak on the economy, actually. He got some points in the trade points that he made, but I really think he needs to come back stronger there, hit her hard on the campaign trail and in the debate.
I'm going to say it again. He has a good and simple, straightforward message.
Yep.
Her message is much harder to understand. His message, lower taxes, roll back regulations. Her message, what is it?
When she talks about business, he has to say, what business in creation have you ever run in your entire life?
Right.
He needs to say that. He needs to push that. And I know she worked at the Rose Law Firm, but that's not being a small business owner. It's not actually creating something.
So, when you look at that and you see that it just doesn't have a message, she doesn't have a message, Robin. The point is she's got to take him off message. And so that's what she keeps doing. Unfortunately, he keeps falling for it. But he continues to hammer Hillary about her health. Listen to this. I want to get your reaction to this, both of you.
You see all the days off that Hillary takes? Day off, day off, day off. All those day offs. And then she can't even make it to her car. Isn't it tough? This is day in, day out. And I'm campaigning. I'm saying, what's going on?
It does appear that Trump's use of the word stamina may be having an impact with voters. There's a new Associated Press poll that shows 51% of registered voters are very or extremely confident that Donald Trump is healthy enough to serve. Only 36% say the same about Hillary Clinton.
I want to address that. Actually, if you look deeper into that poll, 7 of 10 of those polled were men that said that. And 50% polled of the females said that that this is a distraction and that they don't believe that her health is a concern. So I think this has more to do with gender and misogyny than anything else. She certainly looked healthy as could be up there on that stage. She wasn't the one sniffling. Look at Donald Trump, how many times he sniffled, how many times he took a sip of water. She was completely confident and straightforward, and she hit him hard on those taxes.
Her hiding the fact that she had pneumonia from the American people and then nearly fallen flat on her face at a 9/11 service. That has nothing to do with her gender, the fact that she's been called out on it. And she's trying to use her gender to make people, one, feel sorry for her, and then make everybody who criticizes her look like a blatant sexist. And you know what? It doesn't resonate with women, quite frankly.
I totally
you know what?
agree.
Here's what I want to say about that, though. Who in America has not been sick and still gone to work?
But when I'm sick, I say I'm sick.
Yeah, I would say, you know what?
She didn't even tell her running mate. She didn't even tell her running mate.
I would never, ever go on live television thinking that I might barf or faint. So that's the reality. She went out there and then was essentially lying about her health and almost fainted in front of a camera. You know what? I would never do that.
Me neither.
And you're not running for president.
Right, and I'm not running for president.
I don't think.
Go ahead, Rachel.
I don't think this is his best line of. I don't think this is his best line of attack. I mean, look, she did look unhealthy when she got into that car and stumbled, but she looked darn good at that debate.
Yeah,
and I
she
think
did.
the one who was petering out at the end was Donald Trump who was petering out. What's really unhealthy for our democracy are the Clinton scandals, and that's what he should have focused on in the debate, and that's what he should keep hitting her on. We had that FBI hearing yesterday, which, I mean, no wonder people are losing trust in government. That's where he ought to hit her. And as for stamina, I mean, you got to expect that he's going to try and go in that direction. I always call the Republican primary the Cialis primary, with all the focus on low energy and hands, and now he's going after her on stamina here in the general. It's just, you know, typical Donald Trump. But he needs to focus on what's really working for him, and I don't think anyone buys it. Winston Churchill wasn't a great vision of health, and he was a fantastic leader. I don't think that's really going to make a difference.
To be fair, she did manage to turn her pneumonia also into a scandal by lying about it. If you can't tell the truth about, oh, I don't feel good, then when are you ever going to be able to tell the
She
truth?
managed to turn that into a scandal as well.
Little mini scandal.
All right, Rachel Campos.
I want to jump in at one.
Go ahead, final word, Robin.
Thank you. Final word. I am a veteran Army Ranger. I had to go in plenty of times just to get the job done, not in perfect health. I contracted pneumonia 2 times, and still to complete the mission had to go in. True, she didn't. Yeah. She was not honest about that. But
that's the conversation, though. It's about the honesty of it. We get that. Of course, everybody gets sick. It's about being upfront about it. Robin Biro, Rachel Campos Duffy. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Great conversation.
Thank you.
Coming up, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle coming together in a late-night session last night to avert a government shutdown. The details on the spending bill coming up. And then your health insurance could pay for you to keep up with the times, how Aetna plans to help customers pay for that new Apple Watch. Back in a minute.